Ever wondered what sets you apart from the rest? We're not just talking about the crisp uniforms or the sharp salutes. It's something deeper, a fire within military professionalism. This isn't just a fancy term, it's a way of life. It's the code that warriors throughout history have lived by, from the Spartans of ancient Greece to the heroes of the Philippine Revolution. Today, we'll delve into what this means for you, exploring the sacrifices, the challenges, and the incredible honor that comes with this calling. We'll uncover stories of those who embodied this spirit, facing the harshest conditions and the toughest choices with unwavering courage. We'll also discuss the pitfalls, the missteps that can tarnish this noble profession. But most importantly, we'll discover how, by embracing this code, you become part of a legacy that stretches back through the ages. A legacy of honor, duty, and unwavering commitment to something bigger than yourself. So buckle up, because this isn't just another lesson. It's a journey into the heart of what it means to be a soldier, a guardian, a true professional of arms. Today's focus is on military professionalism. This goes beyond the uniform and drills. It's about the mindset, the warrior ethos that defines us. Military professionalism. Men who adopt the profession of arms submit of their own free will to a law of perpetual constraint. Of their own accord, they reject their right to live where they choose, to say what they think, to dress as they like. From the moment they become soldiers, it needs but an order to settle them in this place, to move them to that, to separate from their family and dislocate their normal lives. In the word of command, they must rise, march, run, endure bad weather, go without sleep or food, be isolated in some distant post, work until they drop. They have ceased to be the master of their fate. If they drop in their tracks, if their ashes are scattered to the four winds, that is all part and parcel of their job. Let's consider Thisbum. Men will adopt the profession of arms, submit of their own free will to a law of perpetual constraint. This may sound a bit intense, but it captures the essence of our calling. A voluntary commitment. Remember, nobody forced you into this. You chose the military path, fully aware of its demands, discipline, obedience, and, at times, difficult sacrifices. You're not merely following orders. You're embracing a code of honor. Bound by duty, there's no clocking out in this profession. You represent your unit, your branch, and your nation at all times. Your actions, even during personal time, reflect on us all. It's akin to being a guardian, always vigilant, even when off duty. Why does this matter? Because it sets you apart. You are not simply a civilian bearing arms. You are a professional. You hold yourself to a higher standard, and that is an invaluable asset to your team and country. Let's look to history for examples of those who embodied this. Roman legionaries. These soldiers were renowned for their discipline and unwavering loyalty to Rome. They adhered to strict rules, even when facing harsh conditions or overwhelming odds. Samurai warriors. The samurai of feudal Japan lived by Bushido, a code emphasizing honor, loyalty, and self-discipline. They were prepared to sacrifice their lives for their lord and their duty. Our Filipino heroes. In our own history, figures like Andres Bonifacio and Emilio Aguinaldo led Filipino forces against Spanish colonizers. They chose the path of armed struggle, fully aware of the risks, for the sake of their nation. Now, let's consider what does not constitute military professionalism. Disrespecting the chain of command, disregarding orders, or disrespecting superiors disrupts the order and effectiveness of the unit. It's like a machine with broken gears, unable to function properly. Dishonorable conduct, engaging in theft, deceit, or dishonesty erodes the trust that is essential in the military. In this profession, trust is paramount. Desertion, abandoning your post or comrades, is a grave offense that endangers the entire unit. It's a betrayal of the commitment you made when you joined. Remember, military professionalism isn't about being flawless. It's about continuously striving for improvement, learning from mistakes, and always putting duty above self. By embracing this code, you join a legacy of warriors who have served with honor and valor. Let's dive deeper into military professionalism. We've talked about the overall concept, but now let's zoom in on a specific aspect. Of their own accord, they reject their right to live where they choose, to say what they think, to dress as they like. This line from our poem might seem a little harsh, but it highlights a fundamental truth about military life. What this means for you: limited freedoms. In civilian life, you have the right to live where you want, express your opinions freely, and wear whatever you like. In the military, these rights are voluntarily limited. You go where you're assigned, follow orders, and wear the uniform. Why the restrictions? This isn't about suppressing individuality. It's about creating unity and discipline within the ranks. When everyone dresses the same, follows the same rules, and focuses on the mission, it builds a strong, cohesive team. The bigger picture: your personal desires take a back seat to the needs of the unit and the mission. This might mean missing holidays with family, being stationed in a remote location, or biting your tongue when you disagree with a policy. But remember, you're part of something bigger than yourself. Historical examples: Spartan warriors. In ancient Sparta, boys were taken from their families at a young age and trained to become warriors. They lived in barracks, ate simple food, and followed strict rules. Their lives were dedicated to the defense of Sparta. World War II soldiers. During World War II, soldiers from many nations were deployed to distant lands, often facing harsh conditions and separation from their families. They couldn't freely express their opinions or choose their own clothes, but they fought for a cause they believed in. Violations of this principle: publicly criticizing the military while you have the right to your own opinions. Openly bashing the military or its policies can undermine morale and damage the public's trust. Refusing a posting: you can't pick and choose where you want to be stationed. Orders are orders, and refusing to go where you're needed disrupts the chain of command. Disregarding uniform regulations: the uniform is a symbol of your unit and your branch. Failing to wear it properly or modifying it to suit your personal taste shows a lack of respect for the military's traditions and standards. Accepting limitations on your personal freedoms is part of the deal when you join the military. It's not always easy, but it's essential for maintaining discipline, unity, and effectiveness. Remember, your sacrifice is part of a greater mission, and that's something to be proud of. Let's continue our exploration of military professionalism. We're focusing on another important aspect, as described in this line from our poem: from the moment they become soldiers. It needs but an order to settle them in this place, to move them to that, to separate from their family and dislocate their normal lives. Sounds a bit dramatic, right? But it highlights a key reality of military life: the sacrifice of personal choice for the sake of duty. What this means for you: mobility and deployment. As a soldier, you are expected to be ready to move at a moment's notice. This could mean being stationed across the country, in a foreign land, or on the front lines. Your personal preferences for location take a back seat to the needs of the mission. Separation from loved ones. This is perhaps the toughest part of military life. You might miss birthdays, anniversaries, and other important family events. It's a sacrifice you make for your country, and it's not always easy. Disruption of normal life. Forget the 9-to-5 routine. Military life is unpredictable. You could be working odd hours, training in extreme conditions, or deployed to a war zone. Your social life and personal routines might have to adapt to the demands of the service. Historical examples. The Vietnam War, American soldiers were deployed to a faraway land, fighting in a challenging jungle environment. Many suffered from the physical and psychological effects of combat, as well as the pain of being separated from their loved ones. Philippine peacekeeping missions. Our own soldiers have served in peacekeeping missions around the world, from Haiti to Liberia. They've faced unfamiliar cultures, dangerous conditions, and the challenge of being away from home for extended periods. Violations of this principle: going AWOL absent without leave, leaving your post without permission is a serious offense. It disrupts operations and puts your fellow soldiers at risk. Refusing a deployment: while it's natural to feel apprehensive about a deployment, refusing to go when ordered is a dereliction of duty. Disregarding family care plans: soldiers are expected to make arrangements for their families in case of deployment or other emergencies. Neglecting to do so can cause unnecessary stress and hardship for your loved ones. Accepting the disruption of your personal life is part of the commitment you make as a soldier. It's a testament to your dedication to duty and your willingness to put the needs of the mission above your own desires. Let's dig into another layer of military professionalism. This line from our poem speaks volumes. In the word of command, they must rise, march, run, endure bad weather, go without sleep or food, be isolated in some distant post, work until they drop. This isn't just about following orders, it's about embracing the hardships and demands that come with being a soldier. What this means for you: instantaneous response. When the order comes down, you move. No questions, no hesitation. It doesn't matter if you're tired, hungry, or just want to relax. Physical and mental endurance. Military life pushes you to your limits. You'll face grueling training, extreme weather conditions, and long hours without rest. It's tough, but it builds resilience and fortitude. Isolation and sacrifice. You might be stationed far from home, away from friends and family. There might be times when you miss out on celebrations and milestones. But you endure, knowing that your sacrifice is for a greater purpose. Historical examples: Napoleon's Grand Armée. Napoleon's soldiers marched across Europe, facing harsh winters and fierce battles. They endured incredible hardships to achieve their emperor's ambitions. The Bataan Death March, closer to home, Filipino and American soldiers captured during World War II were forced to endure a brutal march under the scorching sun with little food or water. It was a test of their physical and mental strength. Violations of this principle: refusing a direct order. In the military, a lawful order must be obeyed promptly and without question. Refusal to comply disrupts discipline and can jeopardize the mission. Complaining about conditions, griping about the food, the weather, or the lack of sleep is understandable, but dwelling on negativity can undermine morale. Soldiers are expected to adapt and overcome challenges. Malinger: pretending to be sick or injured to avoid duty is a serious offense. It undermines the trust and camaraderie within the unit and puts additional burdens on your fellow soldiers. Embracing the hardships of military life is a hallmark of professionalism. It's about pushing through discomfort, overcoming obstacles, and never giving up, even when the going gets tough. Remember, your ability to endure and persevere is what makes you a valuable asset to your team and your country. Let's delve into a sobering yet crucial aspect of military professionalism. This line from our poem might be a bit heavy, but it's a reality we must confront. They have ceased to be the master of their fate. If they drop in their tracks, if their ashes are scattered to the four winds, that is all part and parcel of their job. This might sound intense, but it speaks to the ultimate sacrifice that soldiers may be called upon to make. What this means for you: the ultimate sacrifice. In the military, you're not just putting your life on hold, you're potentially putting it on the line. The nature of your job means you could be called upon to make the ultimate sacrifice for your country. Acceptance of risk. Every mission, every deployment carries a degree of risk. You must be willing to face that risk, not recklessly, but with courage and a clear understanding of the potential consequences. Legacy and honor. While the possibility of death is a heavy topic, It's important to remember that soldiers who fall in the line of duty are not forgotten. Their sacrifice is honored, their memory lives on, and their legacy inspires future generations. Historical examples. The Battle of Gettysburg. During the American Civil War, the Battle of Gettysburg saw tremendous casualties on both sides. Soldiers fought and died for their beliefs, knowing that their sacrifice could change the course of history. Modern-day heroes. Today, soldiers continue to make the ultimate sacrifice in conflicts around the world. Their courage and dedication remind us of the high price of freedom and the importance of honoring those who serve. Violations of this principle and spirit. Reckless behavior. While courage is essential, unnecessary risk-taking that endangers yourself or your comrades is not in line with military professionalism. Disregarding safety protocols. Failing to follow safety procedures puts lives at risk and disrespects the commitment you've made to protect your fellow soldiers. Losing sight of the mission, focusing solely on personal survival or glory, rather than the overall objective of the mission, can lead to disastrous consequences. Accepting the inherent risks of military service is a solemn part of becoming a soldier. It's a testament to your courage, your dedication to duty, and your willingness to put your life on the line for a cause greater than yourself. While we hope this ultimate sacrifice is never required, we must always remember and honor those who have given their all in service to their country. As we conclude our exploration of military professionalism, let's reflect on the key lessons we've learned. You've seen how this concept goes beyond mere uniforms and drills. It's a mindset, a code of honor, a way of life. It's about voluntary commitment, unwavering duty, and a willingness to endure hardships for the greater good. You've heard stories of heroes from history, both foreign and Filipino, who embodied this spirit. You've learned about the sacrifices they made, the challenges they faced, and the unwavering dedication they displayed. And you've been cautioned against the actions that can undermine professionalism, the missteps that can tarnish the honor of our profession. But perhaps most importantly, you've gained a deeper understanding of the profound responsibility you carry as soldiers. You are the guardians of our nation, the protectors of our freedom, and the heirs to a legacy of courage and selflessness. Your service is not just a job. It's a calling, a commitment to something larger than yourselves. Remember, the path of a soldier is not always easy. It demands sacrifice, resilience, and an unwavering dedication to duty. But it is a path paved with honor, purpose, and the profound satisfaction of knowing that your actions have a lasting impact on the world. So, as you move forward in your military careers, carry these lessons with you. Embrace the challenges, uphold the highest standards of professionalism, and never forget the honor and privilege it is to serve your country. Always remember, you are not just soldiers. You are the defenders of freedom, the embodiment of courage, and the living legacy of countless heroes who came before you. Now, go forth and serve with pride, knowing that your dedication and sacrifice will never be forgotten.